Setup. I don't know if you guys can hear me. And yeah, I'm gonna check on the computer. Oh, cool. You guys can hear me. Hey, almost first. Not quite first, but almost. So today, I've got the robotic arm project, and this is what I've been messing around with a little bit lately. I was just gonna show it off a little bit, take a few questions, answer some things, and yeah. First, I gotta, yeah. You guys can see my laptop screen. That's great. Uh, so, yeah. Hello from America. You guys can't see this, can you? I'm doing good. Super nervous. Live stream. Yeah, I wasn't really excited about it. It's actually 9:10 where I am, so not so bad here. But it isn't going to be a really long one. Just wanted to take some questions, kind of connect with the audience a bit more. This channel has grown so fast. I don't know if most of my subscribers are into the Gearbox things or the robot things, but I've got the robot for today anyways, just to show it off a little bit because I think it's so cool. Anyways, what here is that? Oh no, what did I do there? It's a perfect time to watch a live stream, right? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Well, I would say not really. I'm gonna try. I think I did a memorize thing on this, so I can memorize a point. Maybe it's this button. There we go. The robot is all 3D printed. Oh no. I pushed the home button. My bad. What do I wish to accomplish with this build, this robot? I'll show you. I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, so for what I wish to accomplish with the robot, I want to learn how to pick stuff. I want to teach it how to pick things up, how to identify something by color and pick it up. So I got myself a Pixie camera. If you haven't heard of this, you should really look it up. It's a really interesting camera. It can identify things by color, tell you where they are on an XY plane, and I can use that information to send directly to this Arduino board and interface the robot and tell it where things are and pick them up. What got me started with YouTube? I designed a gearbox, put it on Thingiverse. People didn't know how to assemble it. They were messaging me all the time, how do you put this thing together? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video about it. I'll put it on YouTube. That's how I got started, really. Okay, so back to the robot. Okay, so I'll go... Ah, shit. Okay, there. Save a spot, save a spot, save a spot, replay. What is my education background? I have never went to college. I've thought about it. I'm not the type to sit in a classroom and learn things that I don't feel like I need to know at the point, even though they would be really useful for me. Do I have any programming on it? Yes, I did all the programming for this robot. I did all of the inverse kinematics. The only program on this Arduino board, the only part of it that I didn't do was I stole the serial stuff, the G-code stuff from another program, because I gets really complicated in that aspect of it pretty fast. But the inverse kinematics, the way this is controlled, it's on an XYZ plane actually. So you see when I go up and down, up and down rather, that this head stays pretty close to straight up and down. But the inconsistencies that it has is because of it being plastic and floppy and me wearing out the gearboxes. What inspired me to do what I do? The 3D printer that I bought in December of last year. Borrows without asking, not stole. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I haven't given that code out publicly yet, otherwise I'd be issuing, the proper thank yous for it, however you do that with Arduino code. Geared on for what? May I please shout out? You can shout out as loud as you'd like. Steve, I know you, don't I? My best friend, his name is James Clark. He lives about 20 minutes away from me. He's a great guy. I think he should actually be a moderator. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Chubbs was telling me that at the bar a couple days ago. I use mostly PLA. This whole robot is actually PLA. But recently I've started to experiment with ABS. I'm trying to see if I have something around here that is ABS. Oh, I do. It's up here. So I've recently started to experiment with ABS. And that is a part that I printed out of ABS just recently. This is something I did a while back. This is, Groot. Unfortunately, recently I've started to have a lot of trouble with the printer and layer shifting, and I've been trying to diagnose it, and genius me, while I'm trying to diagnose a problem, I've been creating more and more of them by changing other things that I shouldn't be changing. So it's been a real fussy thing trying to deal with ABS, and then now I've got all metal hot end, and I'm actually doing nylon too, because I want to do some videos where I take this 160 to 1 gearbox. I'll bring that out. I meant to say geared on for what? Can I please have a shout out? Shout out to Sam T at Vlogs. Okay, so I wanted to take this 160 to 1 gearbox and print it in nylon. So the other day I bought an all metal hot end, installed it on my printer, and oh, you guys are seeing a complete video on the laptop, and it's like Yeah, got distracted there. I bought this all metal hot end, and I bought nylon filament, and my idea was to print this thing out of nylon, thinking that like if nylon's so strong and this gearbox can lift so much the way it is, I want to be able to make a really impressive video. But nylon is much too flexible, so I never got around to that. Okay, where did you learn most of your robotics programming? This is extremely cool, and I'm an intermediate. Yeah. Okay, so where did I learn most of it? Well, when there was something I needed to do and I didn't know how to do it, I'd just type it into Google and learn it. That's the way I programmed this whole robot. That's why the whole program for it is completely messy. It's like when you start out doing something, you don't really know what you're doing, but you know enough to be dangerous. That's what happened with this thing. That's why the program is so messy. I've spent a lot of time cleaning it up, but I know that in the future there will be more things that I have to fix. How about you don't comment things like that, Sam? What 3D printer do I have? I have the ANET A8, but it's hardly an ANET A8 anymore. Now it's like a rep wrap, pretty much. Project Tube, you showed up. When's your next video coming out? How do I, Apparently I can't make you a comment moderator. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Brian, you're here. I'm so happy. Okay, this is going great. Better than expected, actually. So, what do you guys want to see in future videos? Will you just let me know in the live stream comments? Because I have no idea. I have been working on some things. For example, I have a little, have I tried annealing PLA? I have not tried annealing it, but like you said, I have heard that it can be hard to get the dimensions right afterwards. Oh no. How's the casting going for you? Anyways, back to this thing here. This is, should I give this away? Yeah, I'll give it away. This is an idea that I came up with back when I was like 16. It's for a constant velocity. Is it constant velocity? No. It's continuously variable transmission. And it's called a Ratcheting Cvt. It's a project I've been working on, but the CAD model didn't actually work that well. So I have to remodel it. It's unfortunate. But I can't find any other models of it on the internet. And all it is basically a crankshaft with 3 things attached to it. Nothing all that great. But if I could get the model working, I'll make a video about it. It'll be a pretty good video, I think, and we'll see how that goes. I tried to lift a car. It didn't work. Make another arm and have them fight. Well, Jonathan, that's what is in this little Ziploc bag. That wasn't planning on the fight, but that is a pretty cool idea. You are right, with the DC motors and optical encoders. It's just, I don't want to have to redesign the whole thing. In the future, if I make another robotic thing, I might end up doing that, because they do have a lot more power and a lot less space. Okay. So this is one future project that I'm working on. Can I find any more? Oh, let's talk about failed projects. Scroll back up. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me to try making a gearbox with straight gears rather than helical gears, and this is one failed attempt at doing that. Now, if I show you on the inside of this, there you go, You can see that these gears do have a slight helical pattern here, and then they're straight through the middle, and then they're slightly helical there too. And what ends up happening is I can pull them straight off of the planet gears, and they just won't stay on there. So these two gears are completely garbage, completely junk. Didn't do me any good to make them, and a waste of time. Lengthen it out to see where the problem happens. Which problem? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the robotic arm or the gears that I was just holding up there? The problem happens because there wasn't enough helical. There isn't enough helical grab on the gears to keep them from sliding right off of the planet gears. And that was just a bad design on my part. I should have designed them better. But either way, I don't think I'm gonna go back and try to fix that because I get annoyed with projects when they don't work. Oh damn it! Pushed the wrong button. That's what I get. Can you do a gear change where it goes from slow speed to really fast, not the other way? You're talking about the 3.6 trillion to 1 videos. Unfortunately, wait for this to finish. Unfortunately, with the 3.6 trillion to 1 videos or the, let me pull one of these out quick. So with this style of gearbox that I used in the 3.6 trillion to 1 videos, this one is 1,379 to 1, and it's such a high gear ratio that these gears, even if they were made out of impossible to break material, I don't think this could be back driven because it's much more likely for the gears to cock to the side and actually grind the teeth than it is for the gearbox to turn backwards. It's like a worm gear. If you've had any experience with a worm gear, you just can't back drive a worm gear, and that is the problem with this. So a lot of people asked me to back drive these, and I spent a lot of time in the comments letting people know that it wasn't possible, and eventually I just gave up because there's so many of them. Every day it's like 30, 40 comments about back driving it, and you get tired of answering them. Jonathan, what's your favorite YouTube channel? Av. Av is my favorite YouTube channel. Could you have it pick up and move colored boxes? Yes, I could. And I would do that with this Pixie camera. I don't know if you were here when I was showing off this Pixie camera, but yeah, I could use this Pixie camera to identify the color of a box and move it to a specific location. I could also use this to identify when a certain color of box has moved and then move that box back to where it was. Yeah, the Pixie camera. What about designing new gears? I have been designing new gears, but I've actually been designing, more recently I've been designing, I wanted to design, I don't know if you could see this on my computer screen, I don't know how to actually switch to that, but I've been working on a modular design for the ANET A8 for something that you mount to the X carriage, and then you can stick a laser onto it, or you can stick the E3D nozzle onto it. And I was thinking about maybe even doing it to where you can add the completely stock direct drive extruder right on there, and all you would need to do is loosen up 2 screws on the top here and flip this front plate off, and then the back bearings would be in here, and then the belt holder is here. I'm sure you can't see this very well. So there's that. That's one thing that I'm kind of working on. I don't know if I'll ever finish it, but Uh, anything else? I wish it would give me a time for how long I've been streaming for. I have no clue. Yeah, a laser would be cool, and the fact that you can just stick that on a 3D printer, a little configuration changes here and there, but it would be nice to be able to just swap it out with your hot end. Like, it'd be nice to be able to do it quickly rather than taking out um, all those screws that attach the bearings to the linear rods and all that stuff. Yeah, I want to make it easy. This robot actually can write stuff. I had a program to make it like write an octagon. Unfortunately, I said it was a hexagon or the other way around. Brian, I think that's a really good idea. I kind of had a similar idea last week. I just don't know how to do it, but you do, and maybe we can get together sometime and do that. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Brian is actually a coworker of mine, lives really close to me. With unlimited time, resources, etc., what would be your penultimate project? James, your big words. I okay. What would be my ideal project? Um, I want to build a life-size robot, kind of like what James James at X Robotics is doing. That's kind of the stuff that I want to do. I live in Minnesota. Yeah, maybe in the future. Actually, me and Brian have kind of already done a collab, but it wasn't a video collab. It was a non-videoized collab. He helped me set up my Octoprint on the internet, which unfortunately didn't work because my ISP won't let me open up port 443. What company do we work for? Oh, you're getting creepy now. No problem. I'm just joking with you. Any advice for an electrical engineering major? Line up a job first. God damn it, that's so silly. Oh, okay, let's try this. Oh god. Where do you buy your steppers from? I buy them from Amazon, and I go on Amazon and I just buy the biggest, bestest steppers I can find, because these ones right here, these smaller ones are cheap, and when I run this robot for too long, they actually start to melt the D shaft in this sun gear. So what I've done is I actually written the code so that it disables the stepper like at the end of every move. So as soon as it gets where it's going, the steppers are off instantly, which is okay because you can't backdrive a compound planetary gearbox. See how hard I could push on this? Oh, I did just backdrive it. Huh. Well, I just proved myself wrong. Now I have to home it again. A 3D printed motorized tracking tutorial mount for a DSLR camera? Yeah, maybe. How's your remote control lawnmower running? Well, the front wheels broke off. That's how it's running. I didn't attach them very well. How am I controlling the robot? I've got an Arduino Do with a CNC shield, 4 DRV8825 stepper drivers, and a bunch of buttons that I found that just happen to plug right into the I/O on this Arduino board, which is really nice. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's pretty nice. Okay, now that I got the robot homed again. Oh. It's kind of entertaining watching it do this. It's like it's saying no. Oh, thank you. Some have speculated that 3D printing, while widespread, could fundamentally change production in our society. What do you think on that? On scales 2 or 3 decades from now? I think for what it costs to ship a product across the country that's a simple product made of plastic, it could be possible that 3D printers could, eventually a company could come out, standardize the 3D printer, find a way to solve all of the stupid little problems like skipping steps, like under extruding and over extruding, and possibly sell products by an STL file, have a distributor that just prints out the product and keeps a couple of them on the shelf, and then they sell it. It's possible. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I think it's a cool idea and it could happen. I have not. Okay, for controlling the Arduino board by the serial, I can do that. I could type in G-code commands into Kira, or not into Kira. I can type G-code commands into Arduino and type in like G00. I think this works. And then X100, Y50, Z, Z20. No, I want to see like 50. Yeah, well, it's not working right now, so there's that. But that should technically work. It's just a lot of work to type in all those numbers when I can just go and push a button here. It could totally work to bypass the "I'm not a robot." Yeah. I've seen that video, and that's a pretty funny little clip. But I don't think I'll ever get around to that. Alright guys, I'd like to say thank you all for watching. Maybe I'll take a couple more questions here, and then I'm gonna cut it off and say that's the end of it. Robot ain't working no more. There it goes. Maybe that's why my terminal didn't work. It was like a little error. Got stuck. So G00X20. There we go. Now the G code's working. G00Y50. G00Z100. No? G00Z100. G00Z50. Oh. G00X50? No. Yes, actually, Austin, I do regret having such a specific channel name. I do. Um, I wanted it. I wish I had something a little bit more broad, like Ross's Fun Experiments, or something really broad and really general like that. Now, with a channel name like Geared On For What, I feel like, even though I'm really not, I feel like I'm stuck to just something with a gearbox in it. As long as it's got gears, I'm good. But I wish it would have been a bit more of a broad name. I do think it's a very catchy name, and I do feel like that brings in a few subscribers that something boring like Ross's general videos wouldn't do. But uh, yeah, that's what I think about that. Are you planning on making any more big gearboxes, such as the one where you lifted the engine with? Yes, actually, I'm hoping to get a much bigger 3D printer soon so I can print out huge gearboxes and do even more fun experiments with stuff like that. Um, I wouldn't worry about your channel name, at least it's unique. Yeah, it is very unique, except for the fact that it sounds just like a song. Well, thank you, Brian. I hope that that's true. I hope that I don't drive people away by doing videos that aren't the stupid kind of viral videos like I do with the 3.6 trillion to 1 video. To be honest, that 3.6 trillion to 1 video the 3.6 trillion to 1 video that I did, I kind of felt bad making that video because I knew how stupid it was, and the 2.6 billion to 1 video, I knew how stupid that was too. But people watch them so much that I just had to make another one. And I don't know if I'm going to keep that series of videos going because I feel so bad making them. And I mean, adding another gearbox to that chain of gearboxes isn't going to do any more than it did last time or the time before that, to be honest. And Project 2, the printer, I'm not actively looking at it. I'm thinking about it. It's the Creality CR10 that I've heard is a pretty good printer. And I would love to get one of those. Um, Maybe someday if GearBest feels like it, they can send me one of those and I'll do a review on it. And we'll see how that video goes. Is it supposed to be C-Reality CR10 or is it Creality? I have no idea. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I think this is going to be the end of the live stream for tonight. So, thanks. Bye.